What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and I'm joined by Reese.
Yo, what's up?
And we're here to give you another review of Attack on Titan. This month's chapter 66, Wish. Oh, god damn
It
it.
was a really good chapter. It's like finally this whole thing's kind of, I don't know, it feels like it's kind of hitting its apex.
It really does.
It's starting to obviously come towards the end of this arc, and it's really kind of ramping up a hell of a lot.
I think he definitely has shifted the gear up with this chapter. The setup for this was so brilliantly done, and I agree. I definitely feel like it's reaching its climax, especially, it feels like, most of everything's been resolved now. Now it's like time to progress the story.
Yeah. So a good load of stuff actually happened in this
Mm.
chapter, which made me super, super happy. Like Historia finally questioning everything that Rod is telling her.
Oh my God, I was so bloody happy about that because we've been complaining, what was it, like the past three chapters? Why is she eating this all up so convincingly? Like
Yeah.
she didn't question a damn thing.
So I'm still kind of confused as to whether or not she was brainwashed or not.
That's what I'm
Whether it just
wondering.
kind of like started wearing off,
I'm just wondering,
or
either
was
she
those flashbacks she had, was that kind of like, was everything he's saying, it kind of like kicked something in her brain, which made her think, wait a minute, hang on, something doesn't add up.
mm,
Then that obviously actually ended up triggering everything off.
I think that's definitely what it was, especially when she was talking about how her sister had these weird kind of fits. Like one minute she could be really nice, the next minute she's like saying, what was it? We're not worthy. We're just slaves or scum." And then she's just sitting there crying, and it made you think like, what does this thing actually do, or what have they been doing to all the people that had this as the container?
Well, it was kind of said though, isn't it? It's kind of like obviously because they get all the memories of
Mm.
all the past selves, it's kind of driving them insane a bit, innit? Because they're obviously seeing all the bad things that's happened, all the good things, it's like seen everything.
But what I want to know is like, was that over a short period of time or was that instant? Because like, I mean, we haven't. Eren doesn't seem to be bothered by it so far,
Well,
and he
he
and his
doesn't
dad's.
really have it at the moment,
Oh,
It's
fair
like
enough, fair
it
enough.
kind of only really triggered itself when Rod touched him that time.
Yeah, that's
That's
true
when it
actually.
finally kicked in. He was like, "What am I seeing? What is all this stuff?" And then that's kind of when he started, going into his emo downer state.
Yeah, that's true actually. But either way, that whatever those memories of her sister, you can tell they actually did trigger, you know, um, her to actually question, what he's saying because he's going on about will of God and everything like that, and she's just thinking, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Rod is just a nutter.
Yeah, he generally is.
He's insane. And so you know what? Seeing how what happens to everyone, when they actually get all those memories in,
Mm,
when they get all their memories, it's understandable why he doesn't want to actually become like, become the container.
because he doesn't want to lose
Because
his
he's obviously
brain.
seen it all happen. He's
Mm.
just like, no, I need to keep my wits about me. That's why he's trying to become like, the big puppeteer in it. He
Mm,
wants other people to do it because then it's like he can then use his memory altering ability and then control them in it.
mm,
And he's like, cool, I now have a powerful puppet which only I can use. And then, obviously they've got all the powers to do whatever the hell they want.
mm.
But still, decent chapter, decent.
Definitely, man. And I said there was quite a lot of throwbacks as well, if you think about it. Like Historia remembering Ymir was definitely like a big trigger for her rebellion, and then later on we have, when Levi's squad actually arrives, him giving him the same question to Eren that he gave him when um what was it? I can't not
Oh,
remember her name.
when
Annie.
Annie
Annie,
was
that's it.
chasing after him in the
Yeah.
forest.
It was pretty much the exact same scenario. This is the new Levi squad. What is he gonna do now?
Exactly, and it's like even after the last time you saw it, he was like, "In it's like I
Mm,
should have done it. I should have just done it." It's like
mm,
he started doubting himself, thinking like, "Oh, Levi's telling him don't do it." It's like we've
mm.
got this. It's like no, Levi's telling you do it, but just remember, keep your wits with you.
Exactly.
It's like don't attack us, because if you attack us, then I'm gonna have to kill you. That's essentially what he was saying back
Mm.
then.
He's like, just remember, there's a risk of death if everything goes wrong. That was kind of like he's giving him the ultimatum. It's
Exactly,
either this or that.
exactly, because obviously he's seen how Eren is, and he can't exactly he wasn't able to fully control himself in Titan form.
Mm.
So it's kind of like, yeah, sure. It's like do what you have to do. It's just know that I will do what I have to do as well.
Bloody hell, man.
Just
Um,
simple as that.
it just makes me laugh because I kept thinking, oh gosh, we're gonna have a similar scenario. Especially when you had Historia even manning up and saying, "Cry, baby, stop crying." It's like, why do you want to kill yourself so much, you know? And finally, he's actually regained his resolve because you could tell throughout this arc he hasn't really had the kind of resolve we saw before. You know, when he's like, "I want to kill everything,
Oh hell
any
no, he's
Titan."
changed from that
Mm,
completely. It's like he doesn't even talk about that anymore.
mm,
It's like ever since the whole Annie situation, he's just kind of like taken a complete 180 with
yeah,
his whole way of thinking. Because I remember before, but he was like impulsive, just like, nah, I'm killing every Titan that's
yeah.
here. They're going down. It's my turn. Now it's like he hasn't said that in a long time. His personality has completely changed.
Mm. I think it's changed, like, in that regard, he's not as impulsive, which is good, but it felt like it went too far to the point of, he even said, "I don't want to live anymore." And now, obviously, it seems like it's going back to he needs to protect his friends.
I'm hoping, yeah, that that whole kind of like tone shift in himself, where he's like, I need to die now, is because of him like just getting all their memories at once.
Mm.
So it kind of just like destroyed his psyche a little.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But now, obviously, he's fine. Now, that everyone's kind of like kicking him in the head, like, just kicking him back into gear. He's kind of like remembering himself.
Mm.
It's like, oh, yeah, this is what I was actually trying to do. Let's do this thing.
Uh,
Because think about it, it's like, it wasn't until Rod actually touched him that he completely changed.
yeah, it's
So even
true,
before,
actually.
when he was like all chained up and everything, he's there trying to fight to get out. It's like, no, I need to get out of this. Come on. He's like, Historia, listen to me. All that type of crap.
Mm.
Second he gets touched now, he's then just like, I don't want to live anymore.
Mm.
Eat me. Just finish me off. I don't deserve it.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the finishing touch. All the guilt kind of just literally just piled on him. He's like, "It's my fault this happened, it's my fault." Literally, he was referencing even people, back in their squad, like Thomas and all of that. He's saying all of these individual deaths, it's all my fault.
Which makes me think here that the reason he's saying it's my fault is because he's remembering one of the past people.
Yeah, the past, yeah.
He's remembering one of the past people and thinking like what they did is what he did.
Mm,
I mean, all those memories going into him literally just jumbled him up completely and made him just like think it's literally him who did it all.
mm.
Which kind of like actually explains why Historia's sister ended up having them kind of crazy ass mood
Yeah,
swings.
it's really actually, now that we're breaking it down, it's coming into perspective. This thing is a volatile power. If you gain it and you fully unlock the memories, you're pretty much a vegetable after a while. I'm
Yeah,
assuming that's what people will turn into because
all those
have
personalities crashing
yeah,
into each other. It's like
and
after a while they all just implode.
that's like a century worth of memories, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. I don't think one single person could tolerate that and still like be sane. No
but
way.
this actually does kind of lead a path to
What's
actually
that?
fully learning about what the hell is going on with the walls and everything.
Yeah.
Because now that Eren has that, yeah, it's obvious that he might slowly be able to master it, and then he'll actually be able to find out the real truths
Mm.
behind the whole walls and the Titans, where they came from. Because I did see like an interesting theory, man. It's like obviously all these Titans that we're seeing now, all these like human-like ones, they're all kind of like just people who've changed. We know that obviously people who've been changed,
Mm.
but the Monkey Titan could have actually been an original Titan.
True.
One of the original ones from
Yeah.
like however many centuries ago, the original ones who like before they ended up creating the walls and stuff.
Mm.
These were the real Titans
That
who they
makes
actually thought were gods.
that actually makes sense.
Because obviously, I think obviously Rod did say like back in the day, we saw the Titans as gods and stuff like that.
Mm.
They wanted to appease the gods. So perhaps this Monkey Titan is one of them, innit? Because you see him obviously able to control the other freaking Titans.
Yeah. And the fact that he can actually speak.
Yeah,
So yeah, maybe he's one of like the originals.
interesting theories. Hopefully, we find out something about them. Hopefully, the next arc is about the Monkey Titan.
Hopefully we see the basement.
That as well. I still, I mean, completely forgot about that.
I'm sorry, it has to be brought up every time we review. Like, what's in the basement?
Oh God, they've been trying to get to that basement since like volume 5.
Mm.
That's a long time ago.
That is a very long time ago. But one last thing before we finish. What are we expecting with that canister he bit down in?
Um, Well, it did say armor, so
Mm,
it might actually give him an armored ability, which might allow him to actually take on the friggin' 60 plus foot Rod Titan.
yeah, that is exactly what I'm hoping for as well.
Because
That's
think about it, if he tries to take on Rod at the moment, yeah, he'll just get stepped on.
pretty much.
He's what, a 15-foot class or is it 20-foot class?
I think he's 15 foot.
Yeah,
15.
Eren's a 15-foot class, yeah, and it's like Rod is bigger than the Colossal Titan, who's a 50-foot class.
Yeah,
So, he would like crush him underneath his big toe.
exactly.
So yeah, Eren needs something to be able to combat him.
And they even said the heat was unbearable as well. So I wonder if that would even affect, like, a normal Titan.
You see what I
Well,
mean? It's like Rod is in a new category in and of itself.
God damn, he's the new colossal Titan.
What's bigger than Colossal?
uh, what is bigger than colossal?
Good point. I don't actually know the
Gar
words.
Gargantuan or something like that.
Gargantuan Titan.
Oh man, I really can't wait for the anime to reach this point. Although we have to wait like a year for what is it, season two, 2016.
Yeah, so we're probably looking at 2018 roughly.
Yeah,
And they got up to this point here.
god damn it.
So that
But
is a long time.
mm,
Good thing is though, they'll have a lot of material to go through.
definite,
So they won't start making their own endings like
exactly.
some other animes.
Yes, we're
Hint,
not gonna
hint.
hint hint wink wink. But that's more or less it for this chapter. I mean, it was full up, but it flowed quite quickly, so it didn't
Yeah.
seem quite daunting. It was very, very well done, and I'm just happy with how it's progressed because we're literally getting Eren getting his shit back together, and Historia didn't sell out her friends, and this is I could say this is what we wanted. I don't think there's any other scenario needed.
No, it was a very, very focused chapter,
Mm, good
which
setup,
just put everything into perspective
indeed.
and paved the way for a hell of a lot more kind of not really questions, but theories,
Yeah.
which is always good. Theories always better than questions.
A lot of overshadowing, man, and setting up for next month is going to be intense.
God, next month's chapter is going to be good.
I know.
So yeah, I guess that is about it for this chapter. We enjoyed it, but what did you guys think? Let us know in the comments section below. And as usual, don't forget to check out the other things to do on the channel. So we will see you next time.
See you next month.